You know what? I lost 20 kilos this year and it's only October. So my tips for losing 20 kilos and completely changing your life, and I just want to say this before I go into it, changing your body is more than just changing your body. It is a complete self-identity realization, and you just become someone so different. You basically peel back the layers. You're essentially an onion. You are peeling back those layers and you get to the core of you, because you go through something when you're trying to lose weight, and that is pain. It's difficult physically, mentally, emotionally. Look, if losing weight is your full-time job, okay, it's not as bad. But if you're trying to balance a life, kids, family, work, business, social life, becomes difficult. And losing any amount of weight, I think, is incredible. But losing 20 kilos, for context, that's around 45 pounds. That's a lot of weight to lose. Think how different you can look. I look completely different. There have been multiple people that have come up to me and said, I didn't realize it was you. You look unrecognizable. And that's external, but internally, when I look in the mirror and I speak to myself now, I'm like, holy, I'm different to who I was at the start of the year. And fat loss, weight loss, the fitness journey, and losing weight especially, is something that shows you who you truly are inside. Because there will be roadblocks and there will be setbacks and there will be times where all you want to do is binge out on that food. You want to go to that social occasion. You want to indulge in all these things that all your friends are indulging in, your partner, your family. Have that Domino's, have that tree. Come on, let yourself go. Enjoy it, have a drink. And I'm like, look, you can do that, fine. Yeah, you can have that balance, and I've had much balance there. But if you are truly on the journey, there are times where you're going to have to say, sorry, no, it doesn't align with my goals. And, you know, trying to lose weight, I've still got a little bit more weight to go. So at this point, I don't really want it. I don't fancy it. I don't want to do that. And you've got to be real. You know, it's difficult because you have to set boundaries. And who would have thought losing weight means you start to set boundaries with people around you? And then what you'll find out is the people that align with who you are becoming. Because I've had people that I thought were friends, and I realized if we were out together, they'd be peer pressuring. Have a drink, come on mate, have another one. And until I was going on the journey of tracking my calories, being smart, and I was like, look mate, nah, I'm all right bro, I'm good. And they're like, nah, come on. I'm like, look, I'm fine, mate, I told you I don't want to have a drink. And then they're still repeatedly going, and you have to say, look, I'm not going to tell you again, stop asking me. And it makes you set boundaries, and that has come from a place of losing body fat. Because if I wasn't on the journey of losing body fat, I might be more inclined to say, yeah, fine, I'll have another drink. That's fine. I'm already here. I don't mind. You know, so it teaches you multiple things. It's an identity revamp, an identity realization, because you realize who the hell you are and who you're becoming. So I would say to anybody, losing some form of weight, and I would say any weight, yes, but typically over the 10 kilo mark, when you're doing it over a prolonged period of maybe 3 to 6 to 9 months, it becomes something that is a real journey. Because within those 9 months, for instance, for me it's been about 10 months, within those 10 months there have been multiple trips away, multiple holidays, multiple social events, multiple birthdays. There have been multiple things that have come up in life, and I could quite easily use those as an excuse. And let me give you context, right? I thought park yesterday, so my baseline calories for maintenance is around 2,400, 2,500. I've been eating a very small deficit. So on workout days, I'll have 2,400 calories. So just under maintenance of 2,500 calories. And I'm still expending a lot of energy because I'll be doing 10 to 12, 13,000 steps a day. On non-workout days, I'll eat about 2,100 to 2,200 calories. And that small deficit on those days, it equates, and I'm seeing a 0.5 to 0.6 kilo loss a week, which is aligned with a very healthy rate of fat loss at this stage in the cut. And I've had multiple diet breaks, by the way, so I haven't just been prolonged losing weight. And this weekend, or yesterday, I had about 3,500 calories. Because it was a non-workout day, I've had about 1,200 extra calories. And, you know, for context, that could ruin my progress. But no, it's not going to ruin my progress, because mentally I'm sharp. I've been in a deficit all week. It's not going to hinder it. If the scales don't change this week, that's fine. That's 1 week out of 52 weeks or whatever that I'll be doing this for. So it's one of those, and it's all about that balance. So for context, I am enjoying things. I enjoy moments like this. But today, now I'm free, I'm like, I'm not going to use that as an excuse to then get another 3,500 calories in. I'm going to the gym today. I'm eating clean. I'm eating good. I'm replenishing my body because I want to, because I know that when you have an event, you should indulge in it. But then the next day, it's not I'm going to get back on it. It's just instilled in you to be on it. Generally, you're not off it or on it. I hate when people say that. I'm going to get back on it on Monday. Bro, you're not off it or on it. This is not a phase. This is a lifestyle. And if it's treated like a phase, it will never, ever be permanent. But if you treat it like a lifestyle, then you will be on it forever. And it will be different, where you can have a day where you're in Thorpe Park and you're enjoying yourself, you're getting loads of food, blah, blah, blah. But you're not letting that break you. You're not letting that ruin your goals and say, I've ruined progress, I may as well just eat whatever and binge. I see that a lot in people I work with, and it's sad. But what I try and tell them is to change their mind before they change their life, because changing your mind changes your life, and it's this compound effect. So if you can change your mind to see this not just as a lifestyle, but as something that you're not on or off. You're not on a diet. You may be in a different phase, i.e. a fat loss phase, i.e. a gaining phase, i.e. a maintenance phase, a strength phase, whatever. But this is a lifestyle. You are not on it or off it. You are just you. You are focused on a goal, and there are going to be off-plan days. That's how I like to see it. It's an off-plan day. I didn't plan for this, but I'm going to be enjoying what's not on my plan, but I'm not necessarily on it or off it. I'm just indulging in something that's not a typical routine day. That doesn't mean I'm on it or off it. So you couldn't even really call it an off-plan day, I suppose then. I would just say it's a day that's different to the normal routine. And that's cool. The abnormal is brilliant. It changes things, it mixes things up. But for me, I'm sharp now, because I could have gone yesterday and said, I count my calories, only hit 2,000. And that was the goal originally. But then I was like, you know what? You best believe I want another crepe. You best believe I want a milkshake. You best believe I want some cheesy chips. And by doing that, I felt like I got it out my system. I think it's I can't remember the book. I think it's either the 45-minute body or the 10-minute body or something. And it was an absolutely fantastic audiobook that I listened to, because he said that to get and stay shredded in the week, be really strict. On the weekend, maybe 1 day a week or 1 day a month, just say F it and go all out and just get everything out your system and enjoy it. And he said, because then you'll get to a point where the next day, probably for the next week or two, you just can't even gather the strength to think about that food. Oh, I don't want cheesy chips again. Oh, I don't want chocolate. Because you are in such a phase of, I've indulged, I'm good. But it's that approach, and I find that approach can be really helpful for me, coming back from binge eating in the past, and coming back from being somebody that can very easily have a lot of food, and live restrictive diets or live in a restrictive mindset. I find that typically I do try and instill treats day to day. Might have the odd cookie, might have this, might have that, just out of enjoyment, only if I fancy it. But then there are some days like yesterday where I just go all out. And I do indulge crazily amounts. Like I am, if I was a sin, I am the sin greed. I am literally greedy. I'm so greedy on those days. I'll eat everything. I'll eat an arm. I'll eat a leg. I'll eat anything. I'm that greedy. But that's 1 day in maybe a month. And that day in the month though, that is incredible, because it frees me. I think, oh my God, that was brilliant. And it's more of a subconscious, unconscious thing where I do it because it makes me feel good on that day, and then I'm just going about my normal routine. So that day out of routine is quite nice, because it resets me mentally and emotionally, and that's what I found has been a key to fat loss. So the takeaways, I have done a bit of rambling, as I normally do, but I appreciate if you've stayed this long. My keys are going to be, don't see things as on or off. Just see it as a lifestyle. See it as something that's long-term. Different phases require different adjustments, require different focuses. So on those times, focus on different things, focus on the right things, focus on your goals, and adjust accordingly. And sometimes people can work best of having a day where they indulge completely and then they go straight back to their normal routine the following day. And that can really work well for somebody, because the truth is you should never cut out foods completely, permanently from your diet, because it's not going to make you feel good. If you love cookies and you say, I'm never going to have sugar again, okay, I respect that tremendously. But there needs to be a time where you say, well, I want a cookie. I need to enjoy the finer things in life. For the mental stimulation, for the emotional side, for the psychological element of eating, the dopamine release, the feeling, the excitement. That's what life's about, isn't it? You want those small, beautiful little moments. So that is a big takeaway, I'd say, to adjust accordingly, be disciplined, but also be flexible and realize that sometimes you may just want to have a all-you-can-eat day, and that's absolutely fine. You will be fine. Just don't let that become an all-you-can-eat week. Use that extra food as fuel the following day to train hard, to reset your mind. Indulge it. If you're going to indulge. Do not be guilty up there, because the truth is no amount of indulgence will cure your ability and your feelings of guilt. If you are guilty about eating loads, you will consistently eat loads and never feel fulfilled. If you want to feel fulfilled, right? If you want to feel that feeling, you need to adjust your mindset, adjust your mind to change your life, right? That's the purpose of this video. Adjust your mind to adjust your life. If you approach eating a lot with the mindset of, I'm not going to feel guilty about this, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go all in and enjoy it, then you will get to a point where the enjoyment, that's incredible, and that is enough to get you through. And then the next day you're like, right, I feel great, I'm back to my normal routine, as opposed to feeling guilty, regretting it the next day, and feeling shame, and then probably eating out of comfort and emotion. That is my biggest advice for this video. Skadoosh.